Houston. Today we're going to be looking at a podcast that I took a little while ago of Houstonians' reaction to the Astrodome being shut down. So let's get right to it.
Ain't one of the world, and we had a lot of good times. When I first got a chance to see Muhammad Ali live in person, I saw that Astrodome. A lot of good football games I saw playing there, and a lot of good events that I went to that was in the Astrodome. So I think you should there now. They can use it, they can either use it for a place for the homeless. There's a lot of people walking around in the streets right now with no place to go. But they used it when they had that, when all the people came from Louisiana, what was that, they had that flood?
Hurricane Katrina.
Yeah, Katrina, when all the people come from Louisiana, where did they go? They went to the Astrodome. I think you should stay up.
What did you like about the Astrodome?
What do I like about it? I like the way it was built. It's the eighth wonder of the world, one of the greatest places that ever been built here in Houston. I like everything about it.
Was there anything that you didn't like about it?
No, not at all.
What about it stood out in your mind?
Oh, man. It was made like a round and a circle, you know what I'm saying? And I like the way it was built. I just like the build. I'm born here in Houston, I'm from Houston, and just supported me. And I like it. So I hope it should stay up.
Why do you feel that it was so important to Houstonians?
Why do I feel it's so important to Houstonians? I don't know about anybody else, but I feel like it's important to me. Maybe a lot more people might feel the same way I do. I hope so.
Yes.
But yeah, it should remain standing. Yeah, I definitely would vote for that. Yes, sir.
Thank you for your time. How do you feel
Thank you
about
very
the
much.
Astrodome being torn?
Well, I am not a native Houstonian. I came from Chicago 9 years ago, but we always heard about the Astrodome where I lived, and the fact that it was one of the wonders of the world. So I would like to see it preserved for some other use rather than torn down. Too many things like that could be torn down and newly ready.
What do you think should be done with the land?
The land,
Yes.
if it was torn down, you mean? Well, I would think they'd probably put up another high-rise building or something like that. I think they should try to do something with it as conference center or hotel or something like that.
What did you like about the Astrodome?
That it was unique to Houston and kind of unique to the United States and what it represented.
Was there anything that you didn't like about it?
Well, not having lived here, I really didn't know that much about it to dislike it.
What about the Astrodome stood out in your mind?
The size, the location, and I figured I assumed it must have some real meaning for them for coining the name that one of the wonders of the world.
Why do you think it was so important to people?
Because it represented the city, they were proud of it, and the fact that it brought in a lot of different people to the city to enjoy it. Okay, thank you.
Charles?
Hi Charles, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good.
Is it possible, may I get your name?
Justin Frazier.
Oh, yes, sir. You're the owner of this shop?
Yes sir, I own this shop, New Addiction Cupcakes.
Oh, yes. May I interview you about the Astrodome being torn down?
Absolutely.
How do you feel about it?
I think it's alright. Things come and go.
What do you think should be done with the land?
Probably turn it into parking.
bring
No
Astrodome?
need to, no need to spend any extra money turning it into the hall that they were recommending, $271 million. I think that's a waste of taxpayer money. And I think just like the whole government, we should be cutting back on all the spending that we're doing because it's putting us further and further in debt. And it's going to hurt your generation.
What did you like about the Astrodome?
Well, I guess just the fact that it was the eighth wonder of the world and it was a place that was highly celebrated and home of Houston Astros. About it.
What did you not like about it?
Nothing really to not like about it. It was all right. It's very nice building.
What about the Astrodome stood out in your mind?
I guess the fact that it was the eighth wonder of the world, or considered the eighth wonder of the world.
And why do you think it was so important to Houstonians?
Because it was so well known. Going back again to being the eighth wonder of the world, it was so well known by people in many cities and around the world. It was in many magazines and brought a spotlight to Houston, Texas.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Take care.
So, just how do you feel about the Astrodome being torn down?
I don't agree with it. When it was built back in the 1960s, they tagged it as the eighth wonder of the world. You know, the first air-conditioned sports arena. So it's a part of history, and I don't see how you just tear that down because it's old. It's considered the Statue of Liberty. The Statue of Liberty is pretty old, but what would the U.S. government be if you just tore it down? You know. And the whole thing about taxpayers not wanting to pay for it, you find money for those things. You have historic societies that save some of these old houses and they restore those things. So there are people that I believe there are a lot of people that feel the way I do, that other steps should have been taken. You know, if it can't be a sports arena, okay, that's fine. You know, but it's still history. Maybe it could be a museum or something like that. So that's how I feel about it.
And so, what do you think should be done with the land if it doesn't go with
You know, I'm not sure because the weird thing is when they took away Astroworld, which was the big amusement park here, they just left it as that empty lot. So I'm wondering if they tear down the Astrodome, would they leave a big empty lot right there? Every now and again they rent it out for concerts, but it just seems like more of a waste than anything else. So hopefully they won't do that. If it has to be torn down, which I just don't agree.
And well, what did you like about the Astrodome?
Well, like I said, it was a part of history. I remember my first time going, as a kid, watching the Astros play. They lost, but it was still this big, exciting thing. It's been used. It was used in a lot of movies. I don't know. I like that. That in my city, the first air-conditioned sports arena in the U.S. was there. You know what I mean? And it was a big, famous, important thing. And now to tear it down, like it just didn't. It doesn't matter. I don't get it.
Why does the Astrodome matter so much to other Houstonians, do you think?
I think there's a lot of people who feel the way I do about it. You know, going there as a kid, the excitement of having an indoor stadium. AstroTurf was invented for the Astrodome, and people use it all over the world now. You know, it's like I said, it's part of history. I think that's why.
All right, thank you so much.
So, that was Houstonians' reaction to the Astrodome being torn down. Hope you liked it. Like, subscribe, and comment, and we'll see you next time.